Hi yo, this is Poki, your design pro. Welcome to this another episode of ArchiCAD. In this episode, we are going to learn how to do proper detailing of our floor plan. This is our floor plan that we are going to detail. So we are going to start with the grid lines. But before we do so, please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more educative tutorials. And also, at the same time, don't forget to turn on your notification for daily updates. We shall start with the grid lines, as I've said. The grid line tool is found under Documents. So we shall come under Documents. You click, you drop down. So this is the grid line tool. You simply click on it. It has three geometrical methods of drawing it. The first one being the straight method, where you just come and have that line. Then the second one is the curved geometrical methods of drawing it. You get a point, mark off the radius, then you draw your curve. That is the second geometrical method. Then the third one is the curved, that is for the circumference. You click on it, you come, then you pick the circumference. You can enter the distance, then at an angle, then you draw it. That is about its geometrical methods of constructing it. You can Ctrl Z. I come, click on it again. Then you can type Ctrl T on your keyboard for its settings. When it displays the settings dialog box, here we have the line type. When you click on the line type, you see a number of line types. But for the grid lines, we represent them with dashed line. So we shall leave this. Then also you can customize where you want it to appear. Maybe on all stories you want it to appear. When you customize, you can show the story you want it. But for this case, we can go with all stories. We want our grid lines to appear on all the stories. These are the markers. In case you want it to appear on both sides, you tick also this one. Then here we have the section and elevation settings. When you click on that, they will show you the projections. We are going to see a solid line, so you can change that as well from here. You give it dashed. Then also for the color, you can change from here. We are going to go with, let us go with gray. Then for the floor plan, let us also change the color from green to gray. Then when you come to naming rules, when you click on naming rules, you can customize them, or it generates the names automatically. How does it do that? For instance, since the style is having ABC, so you can start from A. So you change this to A, caps lock A, then you can have that as that. Then for the marker, you can change the radius from here, then also the pen. That is the color. You come here, you pick the color. Then also the text, you can change from here. This is the font. Then the text pen, you can change its color from there. Then the 3D view, that is in case you want to show the grid lines in the 3D. Those are the settings we have for the grid lines. So let me go away with this. So that we don't have the settings. I was just taking you through how the settings appear. So we are going to draw the grids and we look at the settings step by step so that we see the impact. I'll come back to the grid line tool. I'll click on it. We are going to use the first geometrical method, which is the first method. Then for the settings, we are going to start at A. Our first grid is going to be A. Since we are using the ABC pattern, so let us draw the first grid. Remember, we draw our grids through the center of our walls. So we are going to draw the first grid. Start from here. I have a straight line like that. This is our first grid. It is in the center of our wall. Remember, when we are drawing the grids, they have to pass through the center of our wall. So I'll come, draw my first grid. This is our first grid A. It is passing through the center. If it is not, you come, you move it, Ctrl D. So when you move your cursor normally, you move it till it brings that icon of an eye, like this, the way you can see. So this is the center. So we shall move it up to there. That is our first grid. So I want to go through the settings using this grid. For instance, when I click on this grid, let me say if I change this letter to J, it will automatically have this labeled as J. Ctrl Z. When I click on it, then I want to have the markers on both sides, and I check this box, I'll find it has also named on the opposite side. Then let me click on it again, further settings. For instance, let me say I want to change the font size. If I give this 2, our text will change the font. Then when I click on the grid line again, I want to change the text color to, let me say, red. Our grid will change to red. Then further general settings, let me say I've clicked on it. I'll type Ctrl T on my keyboard. Let me move this aside. So for the floor plan settings, this is the line type. For instance, let me say I want it to be a solid line, and I say OK. Our grid line will be solid. Ctrl T again for the settings. This is the color of the line. In case I want to give it black, our grid line will be black. Ctrl T again. Then under section and elevation, the line type, we have the dashed. Then also the pen color is gray. Yeah, but since we are working in the floor plan, these elevation and section settings, we can see them when we are in the sections. But here is where you change from the line type. Then this is the naming rule. This one we looked at it. It is right here. I explained it. Then the marker. This is where we change the diameter of the circle. Now let me say we are giving this 4, and I say OK. Our circle reduces to 4. Ctrl T again for the settings. Then the text style, we change from here. This is the color. Then the style you can change from here. There are a lot of text styles here. Yeah, you can choose your best. Yeah, but for us, we can go with Arial. That is okay. Then for the text pen, we can leave red. We can go with red. You can choose any color that you want. Then here, 3D view, this setting appears in the 3D. Let me say you want your grids to appear in the 3D. Just check this box. So this means we can already see them in our 3D. If you don't want to see the grid lines, you can check this in the 3D. So instead of seeing lines, you'll be seeing color in the 3D. But we can check this for the settings. Let us change the grid line type. I'll Ctrl T after selecting the grid. Then I come under floor plan settings. Instead of a solid line, we are going to use dashed line. I'll look for it. It is right there. Then I'm going to give it a color of gray. That is okay. Yeah, so we are going to use these settings. I've showed you how you can play around with the settings of the grids according to what you want to work with. So we need other grids. Since we are going to use the same settings, I'll simply come and pick parameters of this grid. How? I'll come to the pick parameter tool. I click on it. I come pick parameters of this grid. So it will automatically name our next grid as B, as you can see. So we shall have it drawn there. That is our grid B. Then we need also grid C right here. We are going to do the same. We have it there. Then we shall have another one here. So we can go on adjusting our grids, make sure they're in the center. Control D, that is for dragging. I drag it to the center. That is our center. Then I'll do the same for this. Control D. That is this, sorry. Control D again. That is our center. Then for this one, I'm going to do the same. Control D. I move it to the center. So we have our vertical grids and we need also the horizontal grids. So what do? We are going to do the same. So I'll come to the pick up parameter tool. I click on it. I come and pick parameters of this grid, but we are going to change the naming. For the horizontal grids, let us have numbers. So instead of having the naming as ABC, I'll simply drop down, then I'm going to go with numbers. So once I click on numbers, I have to change where to start from. So we are going to start from 1. Then the rest of the settings, we are maintaining the same. So we are going to have our first grid passing through that. Then the next one to be at that point. The next one, we can have it here. Hold on shift so that is in the straight line. We have it right there. The fourth one shall have it there. The fifth one can have it there. So we have to adjust our grid so that they're in the center of our walls. Control D, that is for dragging. I drag it to the center. I'm going to do the same. Now we can add also another grid here. So I can simply come move this grid, Control D, or I right click, come to move, then drag. I'll drag this here. So I'll drag the third one, Control D. I'll drag it to the middle of this wall. I drag the fourth one. The middle there. I'll drag the fifth one, Control D, up to there. Then the sixth one, I can drag a copy of this one. How do I drag a copy? I'll type Control Shift D, that is for dragging a copy. I drag it in the middle of this one. So I have to change its naming to be 6. So I'll come here, type in 6, that is okay. So we have both our horizontal and vertical grids. We can now organize our grids so that they're in the same line. I'll come, click on this one, then I want to move it to be in the same line with this. I hold on to shift and I come place it there. I'll want to move. Let us organize our grids so that they're in the same line. I'll come click on this grid. I can pick this pink node. I click on it. So I'll move it behind. I hold on to shift so that my grid remains in line. Then I'll put it there. I'll move this last one up to there. Now I'm going to do the same. I click on this. I hold on to shift so that is in the same line. I move them right there. I'm going to do the same for this. I make sure I'm holding on shift. When I don't hold shift, you see what happens. That means you can move your grid in any direction. I do the same for this. Then also on this side, we are going to do the same. First check, they're in the same line. you hold on to shift so that it does not keep moving. Yes, then also these ones we are going to do the same. Let me first move this. I move it down, maybe somewhere there. You're going to do the same. First move this behind. We arrange these ones also. Yes, that is done for the grids. Next, we are going to dimension our floor plan. Yeah, we use the dimension tool. The dimension tool is also found under document. It is actually the first tool when you go or when you check under documents. So you come under documents, you click, then this first one, it is the dimension tool. When you click on it, it has a lot of settings. The first settings, these are constructional methods, the geometrical methods of constructing it. You click on it, it has quite a lot of settings. We can look at them one by one. Yeah, it has 4 geometrical methods of constructing it. The first one is the linear method. The next one is the cumulative method. The third one is the baseline method. And the last one is the elevation method. Let us have our first line of dimension, then we'll look through its settings step by step. The geometrical methods of constructing it, here we use linear method for architectural drafting, so we make sure it is the one highlighted in blue. Our first dimension line is going to be for the walls, so I'll come pick this wall, pick this wall also, pick this, then I come double click in the space where I want my line to move. So I want it down, so I'll double click here, then I move my first dimension line. Then for the settings, let us look through. Once I click on this line, under marker type, when I drop down, there are quite a number of markers you can use. For instance, let me say if I've selected this, you see what happens, it changes. If I go with the dots, they become dots. Yes, so this is where you can change the type. We can go with dots. Then also for the witness line, when I drop down, let me say if we have chosen this one, this means we are extending it up. When I click on it, you find our witness line has gone up, but we can use the first one. Then here, this is how you want the dimensions to appear. For instance, let me say if we are going with this, our dimensions will be on the same line. If I go with this one, they will be in the middle of the line. If I click on this one, they will be under the line. Yeah, but we can go with the middle one. Then this is the text font. So when we change it to 3, our font will change to 3. We can use 2. So I click back again. This is the font style. We are using Arial. Then this is the color for the text. If you're going with blue, you click on that, the text will change to blue. So I'll click on that. Let us use black. I'll go with black. If you want it bold, you click on bold. You can bold your text from there. Then for the background, this is the background fill. When you click on it, you can change the background color from here. But when you don't want the background, then you simply uncheck this. Let us uncheck that. Then this is the color that is for the dimension pane color. You can have the gray one or black. Then these are also settings of the whiteness line. For instance, if I choose the first one, you see what happens. We remove the other solid lines. Then when I go to the next one, it has the solid lines. Yeah, but we can go with the first one. I don't want to see those solid lines. If you want them, you can as well use the second one, which shows those lines. Yeah, basically those are the settings of the dimension line. So we are going to use these same settings. I'll come pick up parameters of this dimension line. So the first dimension line, we dimensioned our walls. The next one, let us dimension our openings. For the openings, I mean the doors and windows. We are going to do the same. So I'll come pick this wall. Since we are having only openings and we finished to dimension walls, so I'll come and click on this for the second time so that I only remain with the exterior of the wall. So I'll click on this, I'll remain with one. I come pick my opening. This is my window. Click on that. Also come pick this window, this one. Then I have a door here. I pick that. Now the rest is for the exterior wall. I can pick this wall. Click on this again. I'm moving my dimension line this side. So I'll come double tap in this space. Then I move my dimension line. Let me say there. Then the next dimension line is going to be for our grids. I'll come pick my grid lines. I'll pick this where it intersects from. I'll pick it there. Then I come pick it there. So I've finished pick my grid lines. I come double click in the space. I have my grid line like that. Then the last one can be the overall dimension of our entire floor plan. So I'll come pick this. I click on this one. I come pick this. I click on this one. Then I come double click here and I move our last dimension line. For this one, I can make it bold, the overall dimension, and I also give it a higher font. So I'll give this 3. I make it bold. Yeah, this is the overall dimension. Then we are going to do the same on this side. I come to the pick up parameter tool. I click on it. Come pick parameters of this dimension line. I come dimension of my walls. I click on this wall. Come pick this. Finish with that. Then I come double click in this space. The next dimension line is for the openings. I come pick from this. I click again on this last one so that I remain with the exterior one. Then I come mark off our opening. And I come for the last. I click on this one. I have that. Next is for the grid lines. I'll come from the center here. I pick off this. I pick that. Pick this. Our next grid line is there. I come finish with this one. Then last is the overall one. I'll come to the pick up parameter tool. I click on it. I can pick parameters of this one. So it's the one I'm going to use. Then we are going to do the same on this side. I'll come to the pickup parameter tool, I click on it, I pick parameters of this dimension line, I come dimension of my walls, come double click in the space. We have that. Next is for our openings. I'll come click on this wall, I click on this one again, I pick this, I pick off all my openings. And come finish with this. I click on this one so that I remain with the exterior one. I come double tap in the space. I move my dimension line there. The third one is for the grid lines. I'll come here, pick this, pick the middle. Where else is our grid line? I pick that middle, I come, finish from there. Double tap in the space. Then last we have the overall dimension. I'll come to the pickup parameter tool. I pick up parameters of this dimension line. I click this, I remove this one. Click on this, I remove this one. Double tap in the space. I have that. We are going to do the same on this side. I come to the pickup parameter tool, I click on it, I come pick parameters of this dimension line, click on it, I come dimension of my walls. Come click in this space. The next dimension line is for our openings, but since we don't have any opening in this elevation, so we shall go with that line. The next one is for the grids. I'll come mark off this grid, mark off this, this, we have that one, and I finish with that. I double tap in the space. The last one is the overall dimension. I come pick up parameters of this overall dimension line, click on it, I come click on this, I go with this, go with this, come back here, click on this, I go with this, and I come double tap there. I have the overall dimension. So next we can dimension our ducts. I can come pick up parameters of this, dimension our ducts. And for this one we didn't have the width, so I'll do the same. We also have another duct here, get the width. Our last duct is right here. Yes, we are done with the dimensioning of our floor plan, but you can as well dimension your spaces inside. Yeah, for that you can continue with that. And we have also added the grid lines on our floor plan. Yeah, that's what we had for today. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you learned something. Watch out for the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, my guys, and also to turn on your notification for the daily updates, because a lot is coming. There is more fire. Till the next episode, stay blessed.